Hello and welcome to the Star Citizen News with a roundup of what happened this week in Star Citizen and what is happening now. Pirates, salvage, persistent entity streaming, lots of stuff with Alpha 3.18, roadmap updates with the Drake Corsair, and an extra dev response on the Ares Starfighter. From the Star Citizen newsletter, September 16th. Citizens, the showdown has reached its dramatic conclusion. Your champion for this year's showdown is the Anvil Carrack, and it will be forever immortalized as a collectible in-game model. The top 4 ships in the showdown, the Carrack, the Mercury Star Runner, Pisces, and Scorpius, will each receive a free limited edition paint and in-game challenge coin. All items will be available at the upcoming Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2952 in November. Very much looking forward to that event. It's going to be a huge event. It's always pretty awesome. Ahoy there! Pirate Week has dropped an anchor in the verse. Defeat the pirate swarm to unlock access to special edition ship pledges, pick up some shiny chrome ship paints, as well as some piratey ships being on sale, and participate in the screenshot contest. Also, the infamous Ninetales are coming back and returning to attack you and do horrible things in the verse in toy dynamic events that are running over the weekend. The improved Siege of Orison and the Ninetales lockdown. There is a bug with the Solar Wind skins, and they are incredibly bright and glary at the moment. It's a known issue with those skins. It will be fixed, but they don't look great in-game at the moment. The last Inside Star Citizen looked at Salvage and the Vulture that are both coming with Alpha 3.18. You'll be able to strip the surface of a player or NPC ship and probably certain sort of salvage sites in Alpha 3.18, but not all ships, not all sort of areas and derelicts are going to be salvageable, because some of them are sort of set pieces and they haven't got the damage models set up yet. You're going to be able to do that by hand with the multi-tool with attachment or with the Vulture and Reclaimer. So, hull stripping, that's going to be a little more in-depth with the Reclaimer. So after stripping a certain amount of a hull of a ship, you'll use the dispensary to create a box of recycled materials that can then be placed in your cargo hold. The Reclaimer has 2 salvage turrets that can both be manned, and you can easily have another 2 players dealing with the salvage and storage of the material that it is salvaging, and obviously you want a pilot as well, so that's kind of a 5-man team doing salvage on that ship. The Vulture can make do with just a single person. It's supposed to be a solo ship. The multi-tool attachment will allow you to repair holes using the same salvaged material as well. So Cloud Imperium talked about this in a bit more detail recently. There's a canister attached to the multi-tool that has a defined capacity. Once it's full, you'll need to empty it by using the material to repair, or replace the full canister with an empty canister from your inventory. Obviously, you can then sell those canisters. The canisters behave like ammunition clips, basically, in reverse. On the Reclaimer and Vulture, there's a station in the cargo hold that they call the filler station. With that station, you can then create yourself a full canister of that RMC, recycled materials composite, and that canister can then be used for your multi-tool. They are currently improving the UI for this as we speak. Star Citizen Live took a deep dive into persistent entity streaming, otherwise known as PES. I'll link my video of that down below because it goes over all the questions and answers that they went through there, and there's quite a lot, but I'll go through a couple of the main things. So we learn, although server data is now persistent, and they will persist that even after restarting the servers, so you could sort of hide a stash of weapons or whatever on a server that you were on. That stash is then on that server, but you might not get back onto that server. In fact, it's unlikely that you're going to get back onto the same server that you want to be on each time, at least in Alpha 3.18. So this will change in the future with server meshing and shard affinity, trying to put you back on the same server that you were on previously. Persistent entity streaming at this stage is more of a foundational sort of tech that they're now using for everything in the company. So you'll see the result of persistence, but not with anyone having any real feeling of ownership on a particular area, or necessarily the changes that they made to a server when they log on, because it's a different server. Also, they will be cleaning up areas and items, sort of, they're not just going to let them pile up forever. This is going to be based on age and importance of an item, and typically will be done when an area streams out. Now, if an area isn't streamed out for some reason because someone's trying to keep it streamed in, someone that's always there, then they will have some more aggressive policies to deal with that. But hopefully this will keep medical gowns from clogging up elevators. This week's sneak peek appears to be of the updated Security Post Corsair internals, coming with Alpha 3.18. Very much looking forward to that. Some roadmap updates. The Drake Corsair Explorer has been added to Alpha 3.18, which is going to make a lot of people happy. The new environmental space missions and interdiction scenarios have been delayed, though. There was some concern about the cargo factor not being mentioned or shown. People were like, is it still going to be in 3.18? But Cloud Imperium have basically said, yes, it's still planned for 3.18, and things like persistent entity streaming and salvage use it. If anything changes, they will let us know, though, in one of the fortnightly roadmap updates or whenever they know. Things might happen, things might get delayed, we'll sort of have to bear that in mind. Hopefully, we'll have a pretty solid release with 3.18. Now, we also had a Spectrum thread talking about the Crusader Ares Inferno being overlooked and overshadowed by discussions of the Ares Ion, and that nerfs to the Ares shouldn't have really been applied to the Inferno as well, because effectively they're different ships. YogiClat responded to this. We don't really consider the Ares variants different ships. Both platforms have similar purposes, and they both employ an oversized gun that is meant to cause trouble for larger targets. The fixed assist values for all weapons will soon be reviewed, as we are currently working on updates for aiming and gunnery systems. However, that doesn't mean that the Ares weapons or any size 7+ weapon will necessarily get fixed assist back. We originally added the fixed assist to guarantee hits on platforms that are meant to be employed against fast maneuvering targets in close proximity, as dogfighting is too fast to allow for precise manual aim. That is not at all a requirement for combating large ships, though. Hammerheads, Constellations, or A2s are too slow to effectively evade incoming fire from size 7 guns. It is quite easy to hit them, so to put it quite frank, they do not need the same kind of aim assisting that you need in fast-paced dogfighting. However, the initial release of the Ares, granted mostly with the Ion, had a lot of success in that regime, killing light fighters due to the strong fixed assist. That was not intended for the ship, so we removed fixed assist from all size 7 guns. Plus, we consider them too big to be effectively employed against small maneuvering targets anyway, and afterwards the Ares was performing much more akin to its intended role. Going forward, that does not mean that it will stay that way, but we will be very cautious about bringing fixed assist back on large guns, and to what extent, due to the lessons learned with the initial Ares release. Looking at the current progress of the aiming and gunnery updates, we will likely introduce a progressive reduction of fixed assist once you go beyond size 4 guns. So it is possible that size 7 guns will get a bit of fixed assist back. We'll see about this when we're a little further ahead with our work and testing. Right now, I don't have an ETA on this though. He went on to say, just some extra news for your Ares lovers. We identified a small issue in its flight model. Some of the jerk values are wrong, which makes the ship oversteer too much. We'll be getting this fixed for 3.18. There was a follow-up question as well. Ignoring fixed assist, can we have the convergence back so the gun on the Ares actually fires where the pip's at? Otherwise, the Ares will need some sort of custom aiming system unless you expect us to pepper the broadside of a target and never hit things like engines or other exposed components. Now, this is a really good point. If you want the Ion to be really good against larger ships and larger targets, well, you still want it to be accurate and precise in its fire so that you can take out certain parts of a ship. So you can take out the engine, so you can take out the shield generator, so you can take out whatever component that you want to aim at. Not, obviously, perfectly accurately, like a precision scalpel, but relatively accurately, so will you hit a lot of the time if you're aiming correctly. YugiClat responded to this. Yeah, that's a good point, and the problem is known to us. To get a bit technical here, it's not straightforward to fix the current aiming system because fixed assist and convergence is basically the same thing. Both create an offset just in different places, and the weapon-specific nudging limit acts on both algorithms. The weapon just knows the point, not the source or reason. Adding to the problem here is that the gun barrel in both ships is considerably offset from the fixed forward crosshair vector, which is based on the seat position. So below a certain distance, it does not reliably show where to shoot in order to hit, as the fixed crosshair never moves left and right, just back and forth based on given convergence distances. That's one of the reasons we want to update the aiming and gunnery systems. He went on to say that in the current aiming system, we can't differentiate between convergence and fixed assist. In the updated aiming system, that will be a lot more flexible, though we have got no ETA on this yet. Boom! That's it for this week's Star Citizen News Roundup. But what do you think? Are you looking forward to updates to some of the way that weapons fire and fixed assist and larger weapons being more effective on larger targets and less effective on smaller targets? Do you think that's how they're sort of intended size-wise. Are you looking forward to playing in the 9 Hours Lockdown and the Siege of Orison this weekend? Have you been playing already? What do you think? Are you going, yay, the Corsair's coming to 3.18? Do you think 3.18 Live will make the target of mid-November for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo? Are you disappointed by persistent entity streaming and its implementation for 3.18? Do you think it's a bit bare? Were you looking forward to something a bit more? Or are you just going, actually, the madness that this could bring is just going to be fun anyway? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Also, you should check out Tobii Eye Tracker 5. It's natively supported in Star Citizen, and you can use your eyes to give you some more immersion and look around and give yourself some more control in-game. Oh, it's so good. Use my links below, and you can use the code BoredGamer to get yourself a bit of a discount.
I'm Nord Catcham, and it's my mission to become a Nord Master. Oh no, it's Team Hacksaw. Hacksaw uses trackers and blocks your ability to go on websites like Netflix and watch the content that you want to on Netflix? ? Go Nordichu! Nordichu uses nordvpn.com/boredgamer. It is super effective. He beats Team Hacksaws and he becomes a NordVPN master, a Nordimon master. Fortunately, with NordVPN, you don't need to catch them all. You just need to get a subscription from nordvpn.com/boredgamer. Links below. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for September, we're giving away 3 ships, 1 each, to 3 different lucky winners. The Origin 100I, the 125A, and the 135C. Any of these solid starter ships will allow you just to jump into Star Citizen and play right away. All you need to do is comment on any of my videos made during the month to be in for a chance of winning one of those. More details in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to further support the channel, consider using the join button under my videos or becoming a Patreon. Either way, you'll get access to some exclusive content and have more of a voice in shaping the channel. A huge thank you to anyone that already does that. You are amazing. I love you. Zin also is contractually obliged to love you. There is a link for donations and all that jazz in the description below as well if that is your preferred medium. It is super appreciated, genuinely. Once again, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.